Hello everyone, welcome to this week's edition of Telegraph Herald, More Than the Score. I am your host, Steve Ortman. Alongside me this week, make sure my collars are right, make sure my buttons are good, okay. Staying in line, we got the man himself, the boss, the main man, the whole enchilada, the big shot, the big guy, the main man, Jim Leitner. How's it going?
Good. You're following the dress code. You don't have any of that Patriots gear on, so you're good.
Not today.
You're
Not
good.
today.
You're clean. So you obviously got the memo and no Patriots gear, so you're good.
Yeah, was that a fitting intro? Is that good?
That was very good.
That was good.
Very good.
All right. Well, let's get right to the action. Plenty to talk about here this week. Looking at temperatures getting a little chillier. You're breaking out your coats. That means basketball is underway. Girls basketball, that's the scene I'm kind of covering. And big matchup earlier this week in Class 2A, a big River Valley Conference showdown. As Class 2A, number 5 Bellevue visited number 11 ranked Cascade. And since the River Valley Conference formed in 2013, the Comets have just not been able to get over that hump known as the Cascade Cougars. And it was the same story once again on Tuesday night. Cascade pulls this one out 61-50, and the Cougars improved to 9-1 against Bellevue since the formation of the conference. And Jim, we've seen it for so many years now. Cascade basketball, the 2-3 zone, just hard to overcome.
Yeah, from what I heard, they're real soft and they're not very tough.
What? I have it on very good authority that the Cascade girls basketball team is tough as nails.
Okay. Well, I must have gotten some misinformation.
Absolutely.
But Cascade, they have such a great system out there. Both the boys and the girls play such a good, strong system, and they've had a lot of success. And you see that in a lot of high school sports where when you get a program that has a good system going, they build on it year after year after year, and they're traditionally successful. And that's why you see them in Des Moines or Madison or Green Bay year after year. And Cascade, it doesn't seem to matter who the players are. They have the right system to take advantage of their opponents. And they've obviously done that against a good program like Bellevue over the last 10 games.
Yeah, and in the game on Tuesday night, it was close the whole way through. Sophomore guard Nicole McDermott finished with 15 points, and I have it on very good authority that she is extremely tough, especially when she's holding a baseball bat. But Abby Ruggeberg as well had 12 points, Jordan Simon 10 points. But the standout player, senior guard Annie Ryan, she scored 13 of her game-high 20 points in the second quarter, really changed that game, sunk 4 3-pointers, and got the Cougars out to a lead that Bellevue just could not come back on. I did catch up with Annie Ryan after the game, and here's what she had to say about the big win.
I think it was a really good win for us. It showed us kind of who we are. It feels good to beat the 5th grade team. It kind of shows people that we're a pretty solid team, and we have a lot of people to help. Our bench is really good, and it was just exciting.
Yeah, talk about that second quarter. You're on fire, 13 points of your game-high 20. Just talk about shooting the ball tonight.
I don't know. Our coach before the game told us that we just need to have confidence in our shot and don't think about the crowd. And I don't know, that's what I did. I just didn't focus on the crowd as much. And I don't know, I like playing at our home gym, and it felt good to play here because we haven't played here in a while.
Yeah, and now Bellevue, you guys knew they have some offensive weapons. They scored 50 points. You know they're going to get their points, but how big did Coach stress the little things on defense tonight?
He told us we have to really double down on the coach and girl and to get out on their shooters because they're really good shooters, and that's what we did. Defense is, that's what we pride in. That's what we always should practice. And I don't know, I think we're a pretty good defensive team, and that's what we showed tonight, I think.
Yeah, so Cascade off to another great start this year. Definitely look for them in the thick of things as we get ready for the state tournament. But also here, the city teams off to a pretty good start. Dubuque Senior, just winners of one game last year. New coach, Jared Deutsch. They already are up to 3 victories on this young season. He's obviously had 6 seasons leading East Dubuque. Had a lot of success there, and now he's seen some success early with the Rams.
Well, yeah, I think that's something that usually takes a lot longer to build a culture at the high school basketball level. A lot of times it takes building the youth programs, and then you see the fruits of your labor 4 or 5 years down the road. But Jared's an outstanding coach. He's had a lot of success in East Dubuque. He's been a former Telegraph Herald Coach of the Year, and he's seeing some immediate results. I think it's good for the program. You know, you get off to a nice start this season. It kind of builds interest in the program. It builds that culture, a winning culture, and you know, it just grows from there. Then you get the kids involved at the lower levels, and they're excited about it. So good times ahead for senior. It's good to see they've been down for a few years, and you know, it's about time that they got some things going on a positive note.
Yep, and also around the city, Dubuque Hempstead has 3 wins here early in the season under new coach Casey Smith, formerly Casey Breitbach, who was a very good player for the Mustangs back in the day. And Dubuque Wallert's got a couple of wins here already this year. So city teams getting some early success. And a quick look around the area real quick. Galena's Sydney Schuler scored 39 points last night in a win over Lena Winslow. And this Pirates team has made it to the Super Sectional a couple years in a row. They lost arguably the best player in program history in Katie Furlong. And boy, Sydney Schuler is picking up the slack.
39 points, that's got to be a career high. I think
Absolutely.
That actually matches your career total, doesn't it, from high school?
My career total?
Yeah.
We'll have to check the records on that.
But no, that's outstanding. And you know, you talk about high school basketball games. They're pretty quick games. You know, 8-minute quarters, and to score 39 points and have a night like that is pretty impressive, and really bodes well for the Pirates in their quest to get back to that sectional round.
Yep. Okay. Oh, we have word. Yeah. Yes. No, it does not. I scored 40 points in high school, so no, it did not break that record. I'm sorry.
Well, good. I'm proud of you.
Anyways, great start to the year for Sydney Schuler and the Pirates. Shifting gears now, college football. The bowl games have been announced. Things are getting excited. The Final Four, all that good stuff. Jim, take us around what some of our local teams are going to be doing here in bowl time.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, from
Yes.
what I hear on ESPN.
Yes.
The major schools in our area, all 3 made it. Wisconsin is going to the Orange Bowl to play Miami, it's basically a home game for the Hurricanes. The University of Iowa will be going to the Pinstripe Bowl and playing Boston College, and Iowa State will be going to the Liberty Bowl and playing Memphis in their home stadium. So it's a great time of the year. Especially Wisconsin's a team. I think they're a little disappointed that they didn't make the Final Four in the playoffs. They only suffered the 1 loss in the Big Ten Conference Championship game. But they're going to a real quality bowl against Miami. That should be a real exciting matchup. It's also exciting for schools like Iowa and Iowa State. They had seasons that, in Iowa State's case, they were pretty excited about this year, a winning season, another bowl. But what's good about these kind of games is you get 2 or 3 extra weeks of practice to prepare your young guys for next year as well. So it's great for both of those programs to get into bowls, and even though they might not be sexy bowls or real high-profile bowls, it's still good for the program to build towards next year. You see a lot of times, like the Hawkeyes, they'll go to a lower-tier bowl, with a lot of young players, take advantage of those extra couple weeks of practice, and then the next year they come back and they're a Rose Bowl team. So it's pretty exciting for both those programs who are both on the rise and building.
Yeah, tough loss in the Big Ten championship game for the Badgers. Thought maybe they still had a shot to make the Final Four, but what would a Final Four be without Alabama, right? Anyway.
Didn't even win their conference championship, and they still get in. So a lot of debate about that. It's kind of interesting from Saturday night to Sunday morning. Every talk show just had debating whether it was going to be Ohio State or Alabama, and the committee took Alabama. I don't know if I doesn't necessarily agree with that. Taking a team that didn't win its conference over a team that did, but that's kind of the way it fell. And I think the fact that there's a lot of debate about that is actually good television and probably what the college football people want.
Yeah, I can't stand watching those shows where they just go on and on and on and on and on and on and just talking about sports. Yeah, it's the worst.
Yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's tough to watch.
Yeah, but yeah, it's a fun time of the year, and there's a lot of great bowls and a lot of opportunities to see some good up and coming talent. So it's going to be fun. I enjoy the bowl season, and you get pretty much a bowl pretty much every day for a good couple of 2-3 weeks.
Yeah, and then presents.
And presents in between, yeah.
Anyways, eggnog?
No eggnog.
No eggnog. No thanks. Anyways, that is going to do it for this week's episode of Telegraph Herald More Than the Score. I am your host, Steve Ortman. For Jim Leitner, we will see you next week.